So we on.
We on.
We good.
We good.
All right. Let me
get my mic on.
Let me get my people together.
You got your stuff together.
Let me send my chill talk people.
Okay. Send the people your stuff. Facebook blocked me, y'all.
What's up with that?
They don't like me, Chill.
Oh, that can't be the case.
They don't like me, Chill.
Who would do that?
Now you know they ain't right.
Who would do that?
Hey y'all, we are live in the studio, UrbanCityRadioStations.com. Whoa, look who I got in the building!
You see what it is. You know what it is.
I got the dopest the most. You kind of sexy. You smell good.
You know, that's how I do. That's that, that thing.
Did you tell your wife you was coming here?
Nope.
Good. By the time she see this broadcast, we'll be gone. She's going to be trying to fight me.
See
Girl,
there?
it's just a show. It's just a show.
See there?
It's just a show. It's not for real. It's just a show. But hey now, look who I got. I am so excited.
All with Squirt. I've been waiting and waiting. Like waiting and debating for so long, like a Cool J
like
song.
Marvin for a Cool
J song. To get on the show with Squirt.
You know what? You wrong.
I'm finally here.
You wrong because you was on Facebook today trying to get out of this.
You know I was
You was
just
trying to get
playing
out of
with
this.
you, man. I was in the mountains meditating to be on the show with Squirt. Because you know, when you come on the show with you gotta be on top of your game, Squirt. So
I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd.
I was like, woosah. I was doing katas. I was at the dojo at the mountain. I'm ready. I'm here.
Hey,
Can you believe it?
You know, we here to be an influence, to show these young people what it really is out here. You are one of the legends in this game. I remember when we were younger, and I used to always be like, oh, look at him. Chill, just dope. And you know, and you still got mad skills.
Oh, well, you know how
you still got mad skills.
You know, you can't be MC Chill and not have some flow, some bars, because they try me sometimes.
Do they try you, Chill?
Man, I'm the barbershop bar champion.
Do you get them good?
Oh man, you know how.
I know you do. I know you do. But hold on, before we start flossing you, flossing you. Okay, DJ Squirt. I'm DJ Squirt now. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Radio station DJ.
Okay.
And I DJ.
You all of that. Squirt,
I'm trying to do everything. I am.
You a hip hop entrepreneur. You fly. You flossy.
Thank you.
You got it on.
Thank you.
You saved my life a couple weeks ago.
A DJ
we have to tell you about DJ saved my life.
Okay, before we get into all the fun, because a lot of people that know us from back then, they know we both kind of crazy, and this mixed together with us is going to be hypnotic. Too bad you married. Boy,
we got hypnotic in here?
No, not today. Damn. We did.
Like we can make some Incredible Hulks like from back in the day? Man, them Incredible Hulks. Okay, that's, Did they go away? They don't do that anymore. The Incredible Hulks, they don't make. Man,
I used to love him that.
Oh my God!
Dude, I used to have the one stretchy one.
Oh no, I'm talking about the drink. It was green, the Hypnotic, and the Cavassier, and it was like this crazy green color. It was called an Incredible Hulk, and they made it with the hip. Man, come on, y'all know what I'm talking about.
I was talking about the Dow.
Man, I'm talking about the liquor.
I didn't never drink back then. I didn't start drinking until I got over 30 something.
Well, I don't drink either.
You don't drink either? No. Okay, we don't drink. But anyway, I do. But anyway. Before we start this show, Chill, I have rules in my station.
Okay.
You know, I am a female African-American entrepreneur.
100%.
Right?
That's right.
I had a lot of struggles trying to do what I wanted to do or working with others to do what they want to do because they treat women differently.
Break it down.
So I said, I'm going to start my own stuff and I'm going to do my own damn thing and I'm going to do it how I want to.
That's like a song. Well, go ahead.
We're going to make a song. We should make a song. You know I got a studio in here, too.
Oh, you got a studio in here, too?
I got a production studio.
Man, we got to do
made
some
from
work,
scratch.
man.
It is dope.
Work.
I got stuff. Yeah, we got some work to do, Chill.
Okay.
I really want you on some stuff.
All right.
But I decided to do what I wanted to do, okay? So this station is all about what I want to do.
Okay.
Now, in this studio, I have... Here, turn around. They're on the board. Radio, you got to turn this way.
I'm looking at you. I thought it was about to go down. Okay, let me turn.
You got your wife trying to kill me.
Okay, what we got? All
right, radio station rules for men.
All right.
Okay. I need you to read rule number 1.
When you enter this studio, you belong to Squirt. That's what it says.
That's what it is. That's what it is. You agree?
I'm good.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Okay. Rule number 2.
Rule number 2. You must text, call your wife or girlfriend, and break up.
For the show. You ain't gonna do that one?
Did you get that call from my PR person?
She said no?
No, she said no.
Well, she need to call me back. No, just playing. Go ahead. I understand. Y'all been together too long to be playing games like that, but go ahead.
Am I supposed to read number 3?
Yes, read number 3.
Okay. You must follow the instructions provided and say her name.
Right. Now, let me give you the instructions.
Okay.
Now, I have a voice fetish.
Mm-hmm.
That's no reason why I'm radio.
Okay.
Why I do talk shows.
All right.
I love voices.
All right.
They make me happy. So now that we're in this wonderful relationship, you didn't break up with your wife, so I'm your mistress for a couple hours.
Side boat.
I'm that boo thing.
Okay.
I'm the boo thing.
The boo style.
Okay? So while we're in this wonderful relationship, hiding away from your wife, you have to make me happy. She gonna kill you. You have to make me happy. Okay?
Okay.
And I gotta read you the scenario so that you can make me happy and
All right.
see how well you can do make me happy.
Okay.
Now, okay, so we took a weekend away from your wife.
Okay.
We went to a cabin.
Cabin.
We spent 3 days, 2 nights.
2 nights.
Right. It's the next day. We gotta go. We gotta get up out of here. I gotta make my money. Right.
Okay.
So we look out the window.
business.
It's 20 feet of snow outside. Chill. 20 feet of snow, and we can't go nowhere. We stuck.
Stuck.
Oh, I'm pissed.
All right.
I'm
Can't
pissed
go
now.
through,
You
get
like,
your hustle
oh,
on. Right.
like, oh Lord, I can't be around this girl no whole nother night with no attitude. I can't do that because Squirt will go ham. The group home kid will come out. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
Okay.
So, you know that your voice totally satisfies me, change my mood, to make me happy.
Okay.
Okay. So now we know we stuck. We got to sit here and enjoy another night. So we sitting in front of the fireplace.
Nice fire.
Nice little, because it's cold. And we sipping on wine. We sitting on a bearskin rug.
Ooh, the bear skin.
I ain't got no clothes on.
Oh, snap.
But I'm playing hard to get.
Get up
Playing
right
hard to
now
get.
with that. Okay.
I'm rolling my eyes and stuff, but I'm leaning on you,
Butt naked.
Right, butt naked.
You playing hard to get butt naked.
And I'm sipping wine. Lambrusco.
And-
Uniti.
And
right.
you're a little juicy.
Right.
Okay.
Your wife gonna get you. My name's Squirt. What?
Okay.
So we chilling, and so you know that if you speak to me and use your voice and say my name, that
Okay.
it would change my attitude and make your evening more pleasurable.
Okay.
Okay. So how you gonna say my name, Chill? Change my attitude.
Okay. What's best for you? Your government name?
No, you know my government name ain't gonna work. Way back. Better get it together.
I'm gonna say DJ Squirt.
Your tone is awesome. It's very satisfying.
Okay.
We're gonna have a good time that
All
night.
right.
You get them goodies, Chill. You got them. Thank you for playing along.
Boom.
All right. Awesome. Now that was dope. Thank you. We have to get through that. That's my spiel that I do for all the beautiful men when they come in here. Why? Because it's mine.
Okay.
Now, next, UrbanCityRadioStation.com is about bringing people together.
Mm-hmm.
It's about showing this world who you are and what you're about. I used to say children, but now I say grown-ups because they seem to need more inspiration than the children.
Got to get them together.
I know some 10-year-olds can teach some 50-year-olds some things.
All
You know what
day
I'm saying?
long.
Yes, I do. So, we need to show these people that we're real. You need to show them that you went through a lot of things to make it where you are. Our children are bamboozled. They are actually killing, stealing, and hurting people just to get that dollar or to look like they doing something.
It's crazy.
And they're skipping the whole thing. So we've been through things. We do things to
That's
get
right.
to that platform.
That's right.
So I want you today to share those things with us. I have like 6 questions that I ask everyone.
Bring them.
And it's awesome because it tells about you. And it exposes that struggle a little bit. So when I ask these questions, I would like you to share some challenges and struggles and success, that you may have had along the way to be an inspiration to someone else.
Okay. Did you forward these questions to Felicia beforehand? I'm just playing.
I ain't
Squirt.
think
Let's
about
go.
Felicia. Tell Felicia
Let's
we
go.
can take it to the playground at 3 o'clock.
Felicia, did she forward these questions to you beforehand?
It's
Okay.
simple. Quit
No,
playing. Chill.
let's go,
He's
let's go.
so silly.
Let's
I
go
love
with it.
So, question number 1. You're from Cleveland.
That's right. Born and raised.
Awesome. And did you have your mother and father growing up in home or just your mom?
My mother and my father had a great dad. Excellent pops.
Really?
Excellent.
And that's so important. So we need people to see that. Number 3, how many siblings do you
What
have?
happened to 2?
2 was your mother and father. 1 was where you came from.
Okay. Born and raised Cleveland, Ohio. 2 mom and pops.
Right.
Got it.
3, how many siblings do you have?
Okay. I got my baby sister, Ashley, my little sister, Taryn, and my other sister, Sylvia.
Okay.
There we go.
So what? You have 3 sisters.
That's right.
You're one boy.
That's right.
How many? What number child are you? This is question number 4. What number child are you in this family?
I'm the oldest.
I have a theory, Chill.
Okay, what's the theory?
I've been interviewing for a year
theories.
now. I love theories, but I'm a nerd, so I study things and I study people. I study behavior.
You're a nurse.
I'm a nerd.
Oh, okay. You said
If I was
nurse.
a nurse, come on now. I would have been filling up on all kind of
Boom.
I
Okay.
would have told you where your... No, I'm just playing. Anyway, so I have a theory.
Okay.
In my interviews, and I've been asking people these questions, the majority of those people that have been successful or even have that drive to care, to take over this world, they just go for it. They're the oldest, the middle, or the only child.
Okay.
And you fit my theory.
Okay.
You're the oldest. That's dope.
All right.
It's always works. I had a few here and there that were pretty successful. That might have been the baby. Babies don't make it. They spoil. They spoil.
Right. And since my other 2 sisters are younger, then for a long time I was the only child.
See, that makes a good difference there too. It builds that character. It's all about what you have to take, the challenges you take, what makes you face what you're doing, and your responsibilities. So that's dope. All right, Chill. Cleveland born and bred. You know there were some challenges in Cleveland, right?
That's right.
So, in school, growing up, let's not school. Let's start off with your upbringing. How was your upbringing and your family in Cleveland for you? How would you describe it?
Well, you know what? Because like most of the people during that time in Cleveland, when at my younger age, I grew up over on St. Clair.
Okay.
Like on 93rd and St. Clair.
Like Bone now?
Up on that was on 99.
Near East
But
99,
they weren't
but
even born then. But I was born on 93rd St. Clair. But then we moved because my father got a good job.
Gotcha.
He moved us into Lee Harvard, which at that time was like the fake shaker.
Really nice, right?
You couldn't get the shaker, you could get the Lee Harvard. That was like the fake shaker. But Lee Harvard was, man, growing up in Lee Harvard was like a black people oasis. Because we had businesses, we had black dentists, we had black doctors, we had black shoe companies. I mean, we had black people. We had black people working. So I grew up seeing those people in the Lee Harvard community. So that was a good thing to me. We had a lot of role models, and everybody still didn't do what they were supposed to do. Some people went right, some people went left, but we could see the prize.
Got you.
In front of us.
I got you. That's dope. See, but look at that surroundings and those inspirational things taking place that you vividly saw that gave you the type of drive and inspiration because you knew it.
That's right.
This makes a difference. It makes a big difference. And so your father worked hard for what he had, and you saw that.
My father went to night school to be a lawyer.
Wow.
Like while he was working, he was working full time, but he was going to night school and ended up getting his law degree. Like as a grown ass man, I can say.
Yeah.
As a grown ass man, he did his thing. Okay. So I saw that and I was like, okay, pops, he putting in double duty to do his thing. And my mom was a school teacher. She taught at Bolton Elementary School for like her entire life. So I couldn't get away with nothing.
You had an excellent.
My mama looking now.
She looking now.
Mama, you better get on Chill Talk and because did you send my mama a friend request?
Did I?
Okay, see, we got a problem.
Let me give Mama a friend request.
Okay, let's go. Let's roll.
Hey, Mama.
She watching on the Chill Talk page.
That's awesome to see that about you. I mean, that's awesome. A lot of people, they see you, they know what you've done, but they don't know that. Right. All right. So, what got you in rapping? How you get there from? Was it in school?
Oh, we done broke down to that already. We went right to the get down.
Because school,
right
that
to
upbringing,
the story.
you just showed that foundation. You just showed that enrichment. You just showed that position in your life and your family. Right. You had a great childhood. Now, what took you there?
Well, when I heard, along with most of the people in the late 70s, about to be 80s, I heard the song Rapper's Delight.
There you go.
And, I'm like, what the hell is that? I'm thinking it's just like a dude with some smooth rhymes kicking over Chic's good times. And then when I realized that, it's a real song, I start feeling that and start getting my rhymes together. And then I start building with other cats who could rhyme. Now I'm about to drop like legendary names.
Drop them names.
This is at the beginning of Cleveland hip hop. Like I was rhyming. My boy DJ Cochise.
Hey, Cochise!
Had just started rhyming. Cochise had just started rhyming. It was this other kid who became Mother DJ Kid Finesse, and we hooked up with this other brother named MC Wayne G, and we formed a group called the Bomb Squad.
I remember that.
That's like the
first
one of the first premier groups in the history of Cleveland. And so then we as a group we start rocking rhymes, and then later Cochise went on to win the Club Style Showdown.
Club Style was the bomb.
And then all of a sudden we was Cochise and the Bomb Squad. Where the Bomb Squad, we was like, wait a minute, how did we become Cochise and the Bomb Squad? But Cochise name once he won that Club Style Showdown,
his name went crazy.
Boom.
Yeah.
And then the next week, his prize was he got to come back on the Club Style show on WDMT FM 108. And he got to do his own full show.
Yes.
And when he did the full show, he brought the group back.
Okay.
So then we all kicked rhymes. So we was like the first local cats kicking rhymes on the radio as the Bomb Squad.
Wow.
So, we did our thing after that, and then it just kept going and kept going.
That is so dope.
So that's how I started rhyming.
That's when the Sugar Hill Gang, that's when it first popped.
I mean, when you hear stuff from the beginning, when I heard those first, when it was like only 3 rap records out.
Ever.
Like the Sugar Hill Gang, Curtis Blow, dropped Christmas rapping not too long, and then Spoonie G dropped like the Spoonie G rap and Love rap. So, and I know that Spoonie G cut was a big influence on Cochise.
Yes.
But no, we all built off that same early hip hop vibe and just kept building on it.
So, so when you first heard the record, that's what took you to that. Music was in your family before that, though, right?
Nobody was singers or musicians.
Oh, okay.
But my mom was she always liked to give herself credit. She was like a majorette in high school, so she gave herself.
Hey, don't laugh at moms like that.
She gave herself
Ain't no wrong with a
credit.
majorette.
But no, I'm just saying.
Don't be laughing at moms like that.
She like I was killing them as a majorette in Chattanooga, Tennessee. What's up to all my people in Chattanooga, Tennessee, my other hometown?
A lot of Tennessee people came to Cleveland back then too.
There you go. I remember that. Yeah, so we just built off of that early stuff, but. As it started happening and I was, in college and the whole hip hop thing started taking off, I really built from there. So by the time my mom saw me later on, I already had a record deal.
Woo! Back up. You're going too fast. Back up on me. Back up. Reel that back. All right. So did you start doing talent shows in school? Or did y'all just, where did the experience come from?
My first rap performance, other than just grabbing the mic at the DJ stand.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's how you had to do it back in them days. The DJ was rocking, he played some type of cut, and you talking about early hip hop days where it wasn't a lot of early hip hop records.
Right.
The early hip hop records were break beats from other records.
Yes.
They weren't hip hop records.
They always mixed. Yeah.
Some funk. Even some disco. Well, Good Times actually
disco was the bomb.
Good Times.
Disco was the stuff back then, like rap is today.
The Sugar Hill Gang song that was actually. That Chic song was considered a disco song.
Yes.
But all those break beats, so you would just go to the DJ stand and say, hey, can I get the mic? And you get your yes y'all on.
And you don't stop.
That's
keep on.
She know. Old school right there. The yes y'all and you don't stop, but that's it. But then my first rap performance, as there was the Bomb Squad, me, Cochise, Kid Finesse, Wayne G, performed at a place at Kent State University called the Kiva. And a lot of rap. You'll even hear Smooth talking about how he kicked rhymes at the Kiva. If you was an MC back in the days at Kent State.
What's up, Smooth? I love Smooth. Hey, boo.
But he talked about, everybody, if you ever came to Kent State, you had to rock at the Kiva. So that was my first public performance. And it was then that made us decide to be that group, the Bomb Squad.
That's dope. So how old were you?
Oh man, I was a young cat. I was just really just getting to college.
Like when you, okay, so that's like 17, 16, 18.
Yep,
18.
I got to, because my birthday, my birthday is late in the early in the school
18,
year.
19. Yeah, that's
because my birthday is this Tuesday, Squirt.
Really, what you gonna do, boo?
Is this it's
Tuesday?
I'm working. Oh,
that's right, all day. Are we running
all
away
day,
from the
man. I'm from like 10 to.
Look, do I get birthdays? We running away from the wife.
There you go. See,
she gonna be looking for you on your birthday.
You know what I'm saying? No, they know on Tuesdays. They know I'm at work for like 12 hours.
Oh man, hey, you know what? You get in this day and age, the way things are going on, you work on your birthday.
That's right.
You celebrate another day, right? That's really, really dope. These young kids today don't even understand the enrichment that you have and what you had instilled in you to make you do what you're doing. So you get them out here thinking, oh, he got Jordans, I want Jordans, and they forget, they missing all the middle stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah,
so then they robbing and killing and not realizing you taking away our history, you taking away your future, even as a young person. So that's no reason why I wanted to do this. I was seeing people do stupid stuff, and I said, let's put this out here so they can see this.
But I do want to give a shout out. Because I was joking earlier saying I was at the dojo getting my karate practice on, and you had to know the 5-finger palm technique. But seriously, in those early days of those formative years where I could have been, doing like out in the street doing some crazy stuff, because it was a lot of my cats in the neighborhood was breaking in houses
But you had that foundation from both your parents. You had the responsibility of your sisters. You were the only child for the longest. You were taught responsibilities. So it's important as parents, especially you young parents, 19, 20, 16 years old, what you putting into your child's head.
That's right. But let me tell you. So what really kept me on the straight is that I started studying martial arts. You didn't know? Do you know I was a black belt? I'm like a 6th-degree black belt master. You didn't know that, did you? See?
Pin me down.
See that?
Kick me down.
No trouble up in here.
I like that stuff.
But I started studying karate. I studied with a lot of different martial arts teachers. But when I started getting down with my man Kim Ferguson, everybody know Kim Ferguson and Lee Harvard.
Hey.
But that was during the time. That was during my like 14, 15, 16, where I could have been, in drama. But instead, I was national karate champion. But almost everybody that rolled with us was state and national karate champions. So we were going to martial arts tournaments all over the country, beating people down, instead of being in the street acting crazy.
Right.
So, my parents was watching what I did, but then, I had that martial arts influence, learning discipline and respect, and, how to beat somebody down if I had to.
Put in that head. You feel me? That's dope. That's dope. You know what? I love a smart man.
See?
Now you're really adorable for real now.
My plan is working.
Now, your insides just filled up for me.
There you go. Okay.
That's dope.
The effervescence.
I like him. You got substance. So if your wife ever cut out on you, chill.
See, you back on Felicia. Did you send her that information? Okay.
If she even rolled her eyes at you, call me.
All right.
Well, you mad during this interview. You know that, right?
I read it on the board.
I'm the boo thing.
I said it on the board.
All right, that's dope. Now tell me this.
That's HB. Okay, but go ahead.
I'm a stalker. I got all these pictures of you. I'm a stalker. See that? You didn't expect that.
I didn't know.
You like them scary movies? They find the killer and all your pictures on the wall.
Oh yeah, and they be calling you. Callers calling from inside the house.
I was all in your stuff. I'm a stalker.
You got pictures of me and my son.
I'm a stalker. Okay. Hey, don't that feel good? See you on the screen.
I see you put in your work.
I'm trying to make people feel special. But anywho, so tell me how you got to this point of this record deal. What happened? What took place? Give me the goodies. Give me the good stuff.
Okay. Now, see, everybody got to remember, I didn't, people say, okay, MC Chill was the first person to get a national record deal out of Cleveland, Ohio. Mm-hmm. But realistically, me, myself, Coach Cheese, Wayne G, Kid Finesse, we were like some of the first rappers in Cleveland, period.
Right.
Outside of any record. So I put in mad work before I got the record deal.
Of course.
I'm talking about festivals, shows.
Your name had to be ringing all over the place.
Messing around with Silver B. At the Lee Harvard Festival, at the Woodhill Festival, at the Glenville Festival, at the EC Festival. I flown on a stage next to Shrimp Boat. Messing around with children, be at the East
Shrimp
Cleveland
Boat used
Festival.
to be the bomb. What are you
know
talking
what I'm
about?
saying? But no, they had a stage
Yeah.
on East Cleveland. The Shrimp Boat, it was a stage. That's where the East Cleveland. But anyway, I put in mad work. We rapped at clubs, any club, and you got to remember, this is times when it wasn't any rappers.
Right.
So when you go to a club, how much you want to rap, they be looking at you like, huh?
What is that?
Like,
Right.
what you want to do? What?
Right.
So it was, we put in that early pioneer work, but so I had already started working on a couple of projects myself on a solo thing, because everybody started kind of doing their own thing, as the members of the Bomb Squad, and I had started preparing for a solo deal, but it was going to be like a regional deal.
Okay.
So I had already worked on some tracks, which in and of itself is a whole nother story, because you're talking about a time where there were no hip hop producers
Right. Right.
in Cleveland. None. Zero.
Right. So,
to say you're going to make some, and to go to a studio, nobody had been to any recording studio making rap songs. So
No.
that was also brand new.
Hey, I got a question real quick. So when you started rapping and hearing how they did it, did someone explain to you how you should do it, or you just paid attention to what was done and said, I could do like them, and took your own input into that?
Yeah, well, you know what? When I heard the first songs that everybody heard, the Curtis Blow and the Sugar Hill Gang, then I met DJ Kid Finesse. Now, if anybody hears, Coach Chiefs, what he talks about this one kid that we went to school with named Enoch Brown. He's from New York, and he always was talking about Spoonie G. So he would bring these Spoonie G tapes, and so then my man Kid Finesse came to Kent State through. He was from Queens, but he had moved. He went to high school in Youngstown. So when I met him, he just had all these other records, these pioneering Treacherous 3, the Cold Crush Brothers. I'm talking about the old school. The early Furious 5 before they was on Sugar Hill, the Funky 4+1. If y'all old school,
Yes, you must have loved
Don't even get me started talking about the Get Down.
I don't even watch TV, but when I
you
seen
watch
that
Get
come
Down?
out, man, I couldn't get off that TV.
But and see, the thing is, I know
couldn't get
Flash
off
and
of it.
Kaz and them. I mean,
I know that.
I
That's
know
why I
them
was trying
cats,
to get
man,
to it.
so-
So that story was real for you.
oh yeah. So and then it takes it to another level when I get down with the Fever Records. But so anyway, I'm working on my stuff. I hooked up with Mike Chapman. He was the closest person at the time. But he was at that time he wasn't really doing hip hop. He was kind of doing like this synth type
production stuff. Yeah.
He was doing like this synth type synergy thing.
Okay.
And so, but he was kind of the only hip hop producer. Now after that, he was he's OG now. But back then he just graduated from Shaker Heights High School at the time, and I mean he was a young Mike Chapman.
Yeah.
And we worked on a couple of cuts. He was working at WDMT. He gave me a call. He said, "Yo, I'm about to pick up Mr. Magic," and he got Roxanne Shante. So you want to roll with us to get him from the airport. Now anybody who don't know Mr. Magic,
they crazy.
Mr. Magic basically created the rap radio format with Mr. Magic Rap Attack on WBLS in New York City. He almost got everybody started. Even Houdini named themselves Houdini because they were, discovered from Mr. Magic. Right. But everybody, the Juice Crew, Molly Mall was the DJ on Mr. Magic's show. So he came, picked him up. We rolling with Shawnee and Mr. Magic, who they call him Juice, which is why the group was called the Juice Crew.
Got you.
But Mike Chapman put in my little cassette. He's rocking cassettes back in the day.
Put a little tape on the end like that and record over.
Put in my cassette while we rolling in the DMT van, and I believe either the song was MC Story or Prophecy, Bust This Rhyme, one of the early cuts that I had made. And Magic was like, "Yo, who the hell is that? Like, I know everybody. I ain't never." Let's go. That's chill. He's like, "Yo, dude, that's you." He's like, "You got a deal." I had a,
just like that.
He said, "No." He was a question.
Oh,
do I have a deal?
Oh, okay.
And I had a decision to make because technically I did have like a regional deal, but I wasn't telling Mr. Magic that. So.
Like, hook me up.
No, bro, I'm good. I'm clean. All samples clear.
Right.
So he took the tape. Maybe about 2-3 weeks later, I got a call. And I was in D.C. at the time. My mother called me and said, "Oh, you got to come home. You about to get a record deal with Fever Records."
Wow.
And I was like,
dope.
Whoa.
See, we didn't have cell phones back then.
She found me in D.C. at a frat party.
Right. Calling her. She was calling everybody then.
Where the hell is my son? You got to call. Come home. Go to New York City. You got a record deal.
That's dope.
So, and then anybody, I don't know if we got time right now to talk about
we got plenty of time.
Fever.
We got plenty of time.
Okay, because everybody, you get a hip hop history lesson right now.
Go ahead. I'm telling you, this is beautiful. Go ahead.
The record label Fever Records that I was signed to was the house label of a club that was initially known as Disco Fever. And as time progressed, they just referred to it as the Fever. And if anybody saw the movie, the old school hip hop movie Crush Groove, it took place at the Fever where
that's true. It is
where Sheila E. met Run DMC.
Now that I think about it,
that was
that's
at
true.
the Fever. The Fat Boys kept trying to sneak into the club. That was the Fever.
But they couldn't get in.
They couldn't get in. It was like you got it. If you can rock at the Fever, you'll get a record deal.
Dope, right?
So the Fever, the history of the Fever is that they were the first hip hop club of note anywhere. You know, hip hop started in the South Bronx.
Right.
The Fever, the club, the Disco Fever was in the South Bronx. This Italian dude, Sal Abatiello, owned him and his father owned the club. And Sal was found out that it's these cats in the park doing this new thing called rapping and MCing. And so he goes down there, finds out who it is, gets like the immortal DJs, the legendary Junebug, rest in peace, Grandmaster Flash. So he brings them from the club, from the street to the club. And it's the first hip hop club there is. And he packs the house. Then they got it 3 days. Then it just becomes a rap club. So if you were an early record label and you were looking for that, if you wanted to find a rap group or talent,
they went there.
You came to the Fever because you didn't go to the park.
Right.
You might get shot and stabbed.
Right. You might get killed.
You get shot and stabbed at the Fever too, but no.
Not all them folks.
No, they didn't play that at the Fever. Right. That happened outside.
Right.
But anyhow, so all these people, Sylvia Robinson started signing more groups out of the Fever. Everybody was, all these talented people, Grandmaster Flash and them worked at the Fever.
But
Curtis
that's just amazing that you were right there with those people and meeting them. You learned a lot from that at the beginning point.
Right.
Is what I'm trying to say.
So what I'm saying is that Sal decided, you know what, I'm not providing just an area for everybody to come find talent and sign a record, sign a group or act. So he said, I'm going to start a record company.
Yes, because they all right here.
So he started Fever Records.
Dope.
And the funny part about it, every artist, the entire roster of Fever Records, not only was all from New York City, but all from the Bronx. The only artist ever in the history of Fever Records that wasn't from the Bronx was this kid from Cleveland.
You.
Me.
That's dope, though.
And so when I went to the Fever, going to the Fever is just, if you down with your history, any day that you was at the Fever, you saw Kool Herc. You saw the pioneers
the top of the line.
that started. All the originators are there at the Fever. I'm sitting there, I'm talking to DJ Red Alert. I'm sitting there, Grandmaster Flash was
that was
there.
before
Larry
everybody
Love
went where they went.
That's right.
That's dope.
Because the other clubs in Manhattan wasn't letting hip hop.
They were letting it in. Yeah, it was new.
Right.
Yeah.
But then after they saw, okay, you can make money and people come, then it started to be clubs in Manhattan and the Latin Quarter and all those other places, Harlem World and all that. But the Fever started the whole thing. So I was happy to be in that historical part of hip hop's worldwide beginnings from being down with the Fever.
All right, I'm nosy. You know I'm nosy. And I'm your boo thing right now.
There you go.
We having pillow talk. No. What I need what I would like to know.
Oh, here we go.
So when it got to be serious with this, how did you not get bamboozled as far as a deal? Like, do you know if you got your right cut? Did you know if you got? How did you handle that?
Okay, well, I had it. Well, first of all, remember I told you that my father did double duty and he was an attorney.
I got you.
And I actually initially went to school for pre-law, so I can pretty much read contracts right now. But I had entertainment lawyers.
I got a contract for you.
There you go.
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
But the thing about it is, all those early days, you got what you could, and it was brand new, and I might not have gotten all of my money, but you got
majority of it because you're smart enough to play games, right?
I got enough,
right? So did you get your royalties? And you still get royalties?
I still get royalties. I still get royalties right now. It's not a lot.
I'm really a good thing now.
But and mostly from overseas.
Red Lobster?
I really owe you
I'm a Red Lobster
for the day you saved my life.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, I like to eat, chill.
But no, I still get royalties mostly from overseas. Like a lot of the UK, London, Germany.
Yeah, mostly outside this country.
They still ride with me, ride or die in London for sure. All my people in the UK, what's up? Street signs.
I love all our other countries, man. I get more support with this right here everywhere outside the country.
There you go. See, but they got a healthy respect for the art.
They do, and I get them. They inbox me. I got music from all over the world. They're like, I love you. I love y'all too. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I love them. So now, I mean, that is amazing. So once you got this record deal, what happened when you got the deal? What was in the contract that you had to do?
We toured. We did shows all over with Run DMC. Man, I did a couple nice full packed houses with Run DMC. LL, that was the people that was out at the time. Run DMC, Houdini, LL, Beastie Boys. Those were the people that were out.
Ooh, I love the Beastie Boys.
Those are my cats.
Beastie Boys.
Of course, Roxanne Shante, Fat Boys. Now, the Fat Boys, okay, although I was on Fever Records, it was part of a larger company that had Suture Records, the Fat Boys.
Yeah.
So at my label mates at that company were the Fat Boys and Kid and Play. And at the time, Kid and Play wasn't called Kid and Play. They were called the Fresh Force Crew.
Fresh Force.
And they shortened, and when they left Suture Records, they changed their names, the name of the group, to their shortened hip-hop names, because they originally was Kid, Cool Out, and Playboy. So they changed it to they just shortened it and became Kid and Play. But them my cats. I see them every once in a while and we talk. But
chill. When you bring them out into we're gonna get up to where you at now. No, I'm sorry, I'm skipping. All right. So in this contract, what did they have you to fulfill in this contract as far as you had to perform so far, or like what was it back then?
Well, the thing that you always would have to worry about in contracts is the money that they have to recoup. They'll give you all kinds of money. They'll fly you. They'll put you in a hotel. They'll send you. But you best believe
you are the cash cow.
that they're going to recoup that money before they give you a dime.
Yes.
But you know what? I had a solution to that.
Okay.
Because by this time, I'm in college. So I'm saying, I didn't wait for, to get my royalties and whatnot. When it was time to re-up for that semester in college, I was like, I need this money, for
pay for my school.
Right. So they scratch out that check, man. In their mind, they like, oh, we recouping this money. Chill.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever, man. So, but it ended up being good for everybody. Mm-hmm. But it was cool. But I traveled the world, did everything, toured city to city, state to state. We did it.
But that's awesome. That foundation that you had you prepared for what was coming to you with the contract, with the paperwork. You know what I mean? The education was so important. The education is so important. Now,
know your contract. Know your
information.
Know what you're doing. Don't get cheated.
Yeah, don't get cheated. And if you get cheated, figure out how to do it right next time.
Figure out how to do it right, and
Right. So, after the touring, when the kids start?
Oh no, this is a long time after that.
Okay.
After the touring, I started because the music started changing, as you know, in the late '80s. Mm-hmm. Once NWA dropped Dope Man,
it wasn't no right. Oh, they changed
the game was changed.
It was California's turn. That's all.
The game
turn to expose everything.
Game was changed.
Right.
And by that time, I started doing the radio show at WZAK, the Rappers Delight Show.
That's right.
I was the host of that. Mm-hmm.
You've been doing radio a long time.
That's what I'm saying. Started. That's what I'm saying. I'm back to where I started. Before I started writing for magazines and newspapers, I was doing the radio show.
Oh, but see, that's what our audience doesn't know. You graduated college and became a journalist.
Okay, so I did the radio, and I didn't go to school for journalism.
Really? What did you go to school for?
I went to school for pre-law criminal justice.
You did tell me. I'm sorry.
But when I got there, I went to this building at Kent State called the Pan-African Studies Department. Mm-hmm. And I tell anybody, I was reborn at the Pan-African Studies Department.
Really?
Learned about my history, our culture, you know, our wisdom, our knowledge, the legendary kings and queens and warriors and soldiers, you know, from the Black Panthers to Akhenaten, you know, from back in Egypt to up in Harlem and in Oakland. So, you know, I was really getting down with that information. But when I left school, I was MC Chill at that point.
Okay.
And then I started doing the radio show. From the radio show, I was in New York City at New Music Seminar, where they famous for the World Supremacy rap battle and DJ battle and all that.
Right.
And I met the publisher and editor of Source Magazine, which at the time was like it was the only hip hop magazine, and it was, you know, big international thing. And so I was really on this dude about repping for Cleveland.
Okay.
I'm like, you know, y'all got people from all over in this magazine. I don't see anybody repping for Cleveland. And he was like, well, you know, if there's something to write about in Cleveland, you know, write something and send it to me. You know, at the time, I wasn't saying that I was going to write it.
Right.
I'm just, you know,
letting them, hey,
repping for my city.
Yeah,
but, you know, I was like, you know what? I went to college. I can write. Man, I went home, writing stuff with a pencil on some torn spiral notebook paper, wrote a story, faxed that, handwritten, spiral fringes torn out, faxed some crazy looking story. Dude liked it. He was like, yo, man, I like your style, your flow, how you write. You know, you hired. Send me some more stuff. Just get a computer, dude. Don't send me another handwritten fax.
Don't give me that crap. It wasn't no good, right?
So when I started writing for Source Magazine, I became a writer. Then everybody started, you know, asking me to write stuff.
Awesome.
And then I went to Call and Post, asked me to come there to do rap record reviews. They figured I was a rapper, I was a writer. The trick, Squirt, is that when I got there, they wanted to know, can you cover, you know, can you do reviews for plays? Can you do reviews for theater?
Do more things,
Can you go down to City Hall? Can you talk to the mayor? Can you interview these kids who are doing this thing? And then each time, I had never done it, but I'm like, yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, I can do it.
Exactly.
Next thing you know, I'm a journalist. And it's like 20 plus years later, award-winning journalist, you know, putting
You better tell them, Chill. You better tell them, boo. That's how you do it.
So that's the quick version. That's the quick version of that.
That is, you are amazing.
I try. I try to be like you, man.
She rolled her eyes at you.
See that?
Call me.
Felicia, did you give her the? Okay, no, we good.
If she even roll her eyes at you, Chill, you better call me. That's so dope. We don't have, you know, we need more strong black men like that today, and that's why I want this here. Because you get, you know, our young kids, they so dope. They could be. A lot of them could be better than they are.
My God, that's what
I
I talk to kids all the time.
And they don't know.
That's
you
right.
know. So I mean, that's amazing. I love your story. I love it. Now I'm gonna follow you around, stalk you.
Yeah.
2 in the morning. What you doing? No, just wait.
I don't even have my cell phone on 2 in the morning.
I'm like, what you doing? You know? I'm just playing Chill. I ain't gonna do that.
You know I got love for you, Squirt.
No, but that's amazing. I'm majorly impressed. I knew you were, you know, your caliber was strong. You're dope. I didn't know it was that. You know what I'm saying? Your foundation is that strong. It's very good. Your parents.
I'm trying to do a lot.
Your parents put that in you. You didn't have no choice once you knew what they were doing and you saw them. You didn't have a choice.
That's right.
And that's what these people need to understand for their children. Even if you are 50 years old, pay attention. You know, take inventory of your life and put it back together. You could do that.
And that was a good thing because my parents, they were the first in their family to go to college and get a college education. So
and they
passed that on to me. And now my son just started college last week.
I saw that. He was Toledo, right?
Baldwin Wallace. He got a scholarship. He got some scholarship money.
Good job, young man.
And he's on the track team. But he got academic scholarships.
That's dope. That is awesome. And it's, you know, it's more heard of nowadays. Recently about our young black men. I've met a lot of 20 and 30-year-olds that's killing them in the game. You know what I'm saying? They doing what they're supposed to do. They're getting out of risk. Our generations are changing, you know. So a lot of things that we went through aren't so affecting a lot of our young people. But then we also had that generation where those people didn't want to be parents. You know, they didn't want to be parents. They just let them out here to do whatever, so they're doing whatever. So
yeah, no, but they and my kids, they don't have any choice because, you know, their mom is a PhD.
Ooh.
So she put it down Dr. Janice Taylor Hurd puts it down.
Look, you could keep her, just don't tell her about me.
So, you know,
I wouldn't dare. She a PhD.
She has done an excellent job in keeping our kids super scholastic.
I might need some counseling from her one day.
I
do need counseling. That's my disclaimer.
And that's what she does that too.
No, I did get counseling. I'm good. But dang, that's amazing, Chill. So now, you know, your kids are grown. They're going to college. You're a journalist all these years, and now you have a radio show.
Back to radio again, right?
Yes. I never thought I'd be doing this. I wasn't even trying to do all this.
And did you tell them about how you came and saved my life at the show?
Tell them how I saved your life.
Man, let me tell you something. You know, we started my radio show, Chill Talk. Mm-hmm. And we're on 1490. They call it used to be Radio 1, but now they call it everybody say Radio 1.
Gotcha.
But anyway, but you know, I'm really rocking this Facebook Live thing, and how we live right now. This how we do it. I learned from her. So anyway, you know, my guy who was doing the filming and the camera work, and you know, knew all the techniques to get you live on, he wasn't going to be able to be there that day. And I find this out the day of the show.
The show where you had the doctor. Oh my God, I liked her.
And I'm at Baldwin Wallace moving my son in at that same day. And I'm like, oh my goodness. So, you know, who did I call? Not Ghostbusters. I called Squirt.
Well, you know.
I said Squirt. And I know Squirt has a show on Wednesday. I said you on Wednesday.
Yeah.
That didn't stop me from calling.
He didn't care about my show.
Squirt. I got I got an important show. Who do we have on that show? That was the show.
That's Dr.
Oh man, Dr. Goggins. We had Dr. Sonia Seiler calling in from Atlanta.
And that young guy.
We had the young brother Julian Wilson, who was the president of the Black Student Union at Cleveland State. Oh, it was amazing. Intelligent. We gotta do some more work. You need to get the kid on.
Oh, you saw me pass my
God, that's an intelligent young man.
I want you to be upset. I was like, here.
We're gonna do some work with him. But yeah, so you know, Squirt came in. She's like, Chill, you real lucky because
we wasn't having a show that day.
Wasn't having a show that day. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Are you gonna be there or not? So she showed up, hooked it up, and you know, doing a show like this, it's not a simple task. You got to have some intelligence and ingenuity and knowledge of this system. And Squirt, she got all that. She came in and rocked. Yeah. So she and the show went on. I was, you know, I didn't want to. I mean, the show was going to happen, but
of course,
without the visual part,
right?
You know, we had issues. And I could have went back to the, you know, just hold my phone and leaned it up against the thing. And
once you feel that excitement and see it on there nicely, you want it.
Yeah, nice. you want it nice.
I did the best that I could do. I never promoted that I'll be streaming for people, but it was a great experience to come do it for someone else.
A DJ saved my life. The show went on. We didn't miss the show. We kept rolling, and it was an excellent show.
It was really good.
I really, Squirt, seriously, I appreciate that.
Yeah. Show me your appreciation with that dinner.
We got that dinner. She said red lobster.
Red lobster, or we can go to Longhorn. I like Longhorn. You laugh. That's the boo thing date.
There you go. Red lobster, Longhorn.
Hey, all right. So it's awesome knowing about you. I mean, this is amazing. This footage right here is going down in history because you're the man, Chill. Now let's bring this back to
I'm just the man sitting next to the woman.
Hey now.
To the sheep.
How tall is your wife?
Oh, she tall.
She tall?
Yeah, she tall. She's taller than me.
Damn, she taller than me?
Yeah, she tall.
Never mind. Hey, girl. I'm going to be her best friend. Okay, so let's take this back to today. You know, we got a lot of things going on today. Mm-hmm. Prayers for Houston.
Oh, for sure.
Most definitely prayers for Houston. But I want to get into some intellectual conversation regarding
Let's do that.
Houston.
Okay.
I watch the news a lot too. I watch things. I try to pay attention. I study people, like I told you. Mm-hmm. And I was paying attention to one of the news. I'm not going to say which news it was. One of those talk shows. And they were basically saying that they knew this rain was coming, okay? And they know that Houston sits on that platform. And they had built reservoirs outside of Houston to prevent, in these instances, the water from flooding the city.
Flooding the city, right.
They said this real fast, too. They said that the reservoirs were becoming to capacity. And instead of letting the reservoirs flood the city. You know, the $25 billion that they put into Houston. They opened the reservoirs on the other ends, which flooded the people. And that's why the people are flooded out. And then they said, oh, yeah, we don't want to ruin the city. So if you have a homeowner, you need to evacuate immediately. And you need to call your flood insurance if you have it. What do you think about that? I'm going to give you my insight. What do you think about that?
Well, you know, we heard a lot of the same stories during Katrina and in New Orleans, and, you know, it's situated kind of the same way where the, you know, in the poor people in those neighborhoods are more victims of the flood. And when I heard, a lot of people didn't know. They figured you got home insurance, homeowners insurance, that you protected by the flood.
No,
but
you're
you
not.
need flood insurance. And a lot of those parts in Houston had never, ever had a flood like this.
But this was,
and never thought that they would have to have flood
concern.
insurance.
This was my concern. Those people wouldn't have been flooded out if they let the reservoirs do what it does naturally. It would have never touched these communities. But because they opened the reservoirs out on the other ends to prevent the water from hitting the city, that's what I heard.
No. We gonna have to, dig a little deeper. Because I got some people in, Houston. And I hollered at my people in Houston. I got some people in Galveston and around that Corpus Christi area. So right off of the water, I talked to some people. Most of the people I talked to were cool. One of the brothers' car was underwater, but family was safe. He was safe. His house was cool. Okay. But and I'm still checking in with my people. So. Well,
I heard this beginning of the week. So I kept looking and listening and looking and listening, and they said it again.
Okay, they still saying it. So
this was the actual news, giving the community their words. This wasn't somebody just saying, I heard they did this. This was the news.
So what's your analysis of that?
My analysis is that's a bunch of bullshit. That's a bunch of bullshit. How is the city going to allow the water to flood out the community to save the $25 billion they put into a city? The people made the city.
Instead of saving the people, they
yes,
saving
let
the money.
that flood and redo it again. But you want to flood the communities, the working people.
The buildings can be rebuilt.
Yeah, F them buildings.
The people
losing
their lives.
The corporate companies and businesses the corporate companies and businesses have better insurance to rebuild them than the people of the community. If you take the people out of that community, what is the city? Nothing.
Nothing. You're right.
It's nothing. And that's another problem in our world, that everybody is focused on that dollar, that money. Basically they said F their lives and F their homes. That's how I feel about it. I think it's terrible. And that's the same thing that happens in these cities whenever something goes wrong.
They look out for
the
the money instead of the people.
Exactly. And I think it's sad. So that's what I had to say about that.
Okay, you said it very well.
Thank you very much.
You said it very well.
I used a curse word. So what?
Johnny Yo!
Yeah, that's the man.
That's my man.
That's the man right there. So was he running around with y'all too like that?
Johnny O, like I said, it's not a lot of people that was there that are still around at the beginning. But Johnny O is damn sure one of them.
Oh yeah.
That's my brother. That's my brother in hip hop. That's my
in life.
In life, man. That's my dude. And man, Johnny O, let me tell you something. If you meet somebody that got a problem with Johnny O, it's something wrong with that person.
Yes, definitely. He put up with me for a long time.
So no, that's
years.
That's
my
dude.
Up with me.
We done been in New York together in the early days of hip hop. I was there when his dude Earl Holliman, rest in peace, won the World Human Beatbox Championship, and John was in the World Supremacy DJ battle. That's 85.
He's still dope.
That was 80. Oh, everybody from the old school represent. I tell John, we like what hip hop looks like grown up.
Yes, for real.
And plus, John's a baller.
Hey, a baller.
Johnny, y'all know Johnny O a baller. Johnny O own radio stations in other states.
Yes, Nerve DJs is the bomb.
Man.
I'm a Nerve DJ. Woo.
I just saw Hef when I was getting out the elevator. He was getting out the elevator when I was coming in.
I flirts with Hef all the time. I tell everybody he my baby daddy. If you put yourself in there with the big ballers, then the people identify you. So I'm trying to be a superstar.
So that's how you work it that way?
Exactly.
Okay. Well,
I said it to him. He know it.
You gotta have a plan.
He was like, "Look, stop, girl. Look, stop, girl. You messing up all my women." I said, "Oh, okay." So every time I see him, I be like, "Hey, big Hef." like, girl, gone. But it's so fun. It's fun. It's all just, it's marketing, you know?
Yeah.
So if I put myself in place with these superstars, then they'll start knowing who I am. So that's my strategy. So what you got coming up? What's coming up in your life?
Oh my goodness! You know, we got so many things outside of the radio show. You know, and I'm gonna get with Squirt. We gotta do something, Squirt. We gotta do something. So we got that plan, but also I'm working on a couple of. I also do screenwriting.
You do?
Oh yeah.
I want to be in a play.
Yeah. So no, we doing films.
I wanna be like the security.
So
guard
you
that check
you know what? My
Freak
people
'em.
told me, because I was trying to do a whole lot, working at the paper, doing the radio show, still people are back asking me to participate in different rap projects. Now, can you believe that?
Wait a minute, wait.
Projects.
Look, let me tell you something. You need to show them what the deal is. Show these little youngsters.
I'm back in rap projects.
Come on, give me some bars.
You want some bars now?
Give me some, baby.
Let me see. Here we go.
Go ahead.
I'm dropping grown man bars on new school beats. Get your grandma's church fan, because I'm bringing that old school heat. Oh, I'm still the same chill that rocked MC Story, but now I rock rhymes like I rock stories and rock quarries. Return to the 40 below. More props, though. This bar flow is Marlowe, because I've been killing props, Joe. I keep a hot 16. So remember, when you starting this, I be lighting up bars like the bartender was an arsonist. Fat pages and rap phrases. I don't even think to floss them. I'm so cool with these bars, I be sliding drinks across them. I'm like John the Baptist with a rap list. Get at this. I'm like a rock star. Can I walk across water? Yep, because I know where the rocks are. This ain't the usual suspect next in the lineup. You got to see the whole picture. Get your lyrical grind up. I'm Kobayashi in the floss. Be word to Agent Kuyan, because I'm the Kaiser in this cipher. And just like that, I'm gone.
How you can walk across water because you know where the rocks are? I love that.
Okay, but here's one. Let me tell you.
Give some more.
No, I was going to hit you with, sometimes I got some things that, the Prop Joe, for like 40 below, but I'm still killing Props Joe. Marlowe in The Wire killed Prop Joe. Okay. Oh, but you want another one.
That was dope.
You want another one?
Yeah, do another one. Let them know you didn't write that. You just doing it.
Okay, chill. No, I got mad written. So, I do.
So they don't understand what the rap is today. Come on, give it to them.
I'm a writer. All right, here's a simple one.
Okay.
Chill's hip hop go back to Teesky Valley. I gave airplay to Faith, Stetson, Sonic, and Sally, but now I break news at public demos and rallies. But I still jump out of limos with Hallie and Callie. You can take a test or tally, man, or steal the grand finale. I'm so smooth, I rock Gucci and Cavalli.
Hey.
I'm a primetime player. Go ask Coach Dick Vitale. I play my lane so tight, it was a strike at the alley. And if you don't believe me, go ask Silver B. Who rock festivals best from Lee Road to EC? I float note for note on a stage next to Shrimp Boat. Who rock Woodhill better than Chill? Nope, nobody. Not at this party. I rock slick like Rick Rock Lottie Dottie. I don't think I'm bad. I don't box or know karate. Wait, I do know karate.
Yes, you do.
And you can ask everybody. I'm the old school flower. I go back to protozoa. I rhyme from the book Raphael gave Noah. King Tim III, Grandmaster Casanova. Call me the after party. Because after the after party, it's over.
Hey! Chill, man, I love you. I got a full-fledged production studio.
Well, we
got
gonna work.
We got the rock. You gonna have to write for me.
I got to give a shout out. I got a new team.
Do some shout outs.
I got a new team, and you know these because they told me. My girl Monica told me with the Dagger Squad, she said, "Chill, you got to have a team in 2017."
Okay.
So I've been trying to do all this other stuff, and I wasn't attending to my screenwriting things.
Mm-hmm.
So I hooked up with some of your people. You know these young sisters.
My people.
Candace.
Yes.
And Stacy Malone.
I love Stacy Malone.
I already call her Genius
She is
Malone.
so dope.
So we've been meeting.
She's amazing.
We've been posseing up. We're gonna start working on some projects that I already have that I haven't been able to get to.
Okay.
So you gotta build. You gotta work with a team. So you just can't keep it all to yourself.
Oh, I got a major team.
Spread the love.
I got a major team.
I'm
Yes.
trying to be on your team.
I'm trying to be on your team.
All right,
Look, I got some skits and commercials and things I want to do that's educating folks using my station.
Right.
And